Hey all, Christine here and welcome to the Gypsy Kitchen. Today we're going to be working on yogurt in a bread machine. So I did a video on my sister channel for a product review on the Elite Gourmet up to 2-pound bread machine, and you can make yogurt inside any bread machine that has the yogurt function in it. Some of them are the taller pans like this one. Some of them are the longer flat pans. And then some of them you have to put your glass jars inside and put the yogurt fixins and stuff inside the jars, sit inside water. Make sure you check your manual and see which one it is that you have to do. This machine in particular, you just throw it inside the pan and then set it on yogurt and it's good to go. Alright, so making yogurt at home is pretty easy. You only need, you only need 2 ingredients. You need milk and you need an active culture. I like my yogurt to be really thick, like Greek yogurt, but extra thick. So I have a couple extra ingredients here, and I have tinkered and worked with the recipe to find and customize it exactly the way I like it. So if you like it extra thick, then follow my recipe, and if you like it thinner, then go ahead and skip the extra parts. I'll tell you which parts are extra here. Now, as far as cultures go, I'm using pure acidophilus here. I don't know if you can see that, by NPS Election. And you can get that on Amazon or through their website. It's I got mine through Amazon and it was like 18 bucks. Their website is www.yogurtathome.com. It comes with 12 satchels, and each satchel is about 1 teaspoon. It's a full gram here of active culture. As far as milk goes, we need to use 1 liter. Okay, and you want room temperature milk. It works best because of bacteria buildup and breeding of bacteria and the whole fermented-like type process that you need in order to create yogurt is to have a pretty sterile environment. So you want to make sure that you wash your pan or your jars, if you're using jars inside your bread pan, with really hot water and let them air dry. Don't dry them out with a rag or anything, because then you'd be adding more germs and stuff into it. And then with the heat and the temperature for growing germs is going to grow bad germs that you don't want inside there. We want to just go ahead and grow the active cultures for the yogurt. The milk I'm using is an ultra pasteurized milk. Extra clean. You can use just pasteurized milk, that's fine. I would not suggest using milk straight from the cow or anything that's unpasteurized, because there is extra bacteria in there and it could make for something a little disastrous. So this is 1 liter. That's about, as you can see, a quarter of a gallon. I'm going to throw that right into here. You want to make sure, if you're using one like mine, that you got the paddle inside there, because it's going to go ahead and stir stuff around. Just like that. Get it all out. I said I like mine thick and I like it extra creamy. I like to do mine unflavored because I like to use it in substitute for sour cream and use it for dressings, and I don't want to have extra sweet yogurt or flavored yogurt that I can't use for other things. So I don't put any flavorings in mine. It's just plain and simple. You can go ahead and add a tablespoon of vanilla extract if you wanted. This would be a good time to do it. Because I said I like mine extra thick, I go ahead and add some heavy cream Now, as far as measurements go, this does not have to be exact, all right? Just making sure that everything is clean and tidy inside is good. Make sure you have clean hands before you get started, clean utensils. But as far as measurements go, it does not have to be precise. It's pretty lenient. So I added my heavy cream there, and I also put in a little dry milk. You don't have to use dry milk. Again, that's one of my additives. Makes it a little extra thick. I'm using a whole milk. And again, with the pasteurized milk, you want to use a whole milk. It sets a lot better if you use whole milk. But this is a whole milk dry powder. It's not very easy to find. You can definitely use non-fat dry milk. I don't particularly like the taste of non-fat dry milk. I don't dig the aftertaste. And this one took some trial and error. I like it. I'll go ahead and put in the description what type I'm using here, because it doesn't leave an aftertaste. And I'm putting 2 tablespoons. That sat out for a while. 2 tablespoons of the dry milk there. All right, and then I'm going to go ahead and add the 1 gram of the acidophilus powder here. Make sure I get it all inside there. And then to feed it, I'm giving it 2 tablespoons of raw cane sugar. And again, this is optional. It will sweeten it a little bit, and even though I said I don't like the flavors, because it's so tart, it kind of evens it out a little bit, and then it gives the cultures a little something to chew on while it's in there. So I'll go ahead and put that in there. And then that's it. Just like that. Can you see that? Yeah. So you're going to go ahead and put that in your bread machine. Hey y'all, jumping in here real quick because I totally forgot after I had set the machine and I was done with the video that we need to go ahead and stir our ingredients. So on this machine, the mix setting is number 15. You just go ahead and set it on mix and let it run for about 2 minutes before you go ahead and set and start your yogurt setting. If I can get it to catch. There we go. And then you're going to go ahead and set it to yogurt on this machine. The Elite Gourmet, the number is 17. So I'm going to go to the menu and I'm going to keep clicking until it hits 17. There we go. And it's set for 8 hours. Typically it takes about a minimum of 10 to 12 hours to make yogurt. I've noticed that when I add the extra ingredients in here, I can get it done in 8 hours pretty easy. So I'm going to go ahead and click start and close the lid on here and set it aside, and then I will leave it alone until tomorrow. It's getting closer to 2 o'clock in the morning right now, so by the time I wake up it'll be done, and then we'll go through and pull it out and stick it in some yogurt straining bags. You can use cheesecloth if you have cheesecloth. I particularly like the bags because I can reuse them and wash them. They're real nice. And we'll get all the whey out. And I wanted to do the yogurt first, so that way I can show you guys one of my favorite bread recipes using the leftover whey. All right, so I'm gonna go to sleep and I'll see you guys in the morning. Hey, so it's morning time and the yogurt's done. Right now you can go ahead and bottle it up if you need to. If you like it thinner like that, I like it thicker. So I'm gonna go ahead and strain it. It's also really nice to go ahead and have that whey for extra recipes and stuff, and add the extra vitamins and stuff and nutrients to our food products. In addition to, like I said, I wanted to save the whey and show you guys how to make my favorite bread. I'm also gonna do a ranch dressing, so be sure to check that video out. So I'm gonna move the camera down so you can go ahead and see my tiny little workspace here. There we go. Now, we're going to need a bowl to catch the whey. We're going to need a strainer of some sort. This is my, what you call it, when I do sprouts and stuff. That's my sprout strainer, sprout rack. I'm going to put it on top of here like that. And you're going to need cheesecloth or a yogurt bag of some sort. I got this one off of Amazon. They come in 2 packs. They're pretty cool, nylon. I'll drop a link in the description there. So we're just going to go ahead and line this up. It's got this nice little drawstring to keep it from slipping. This one's stuck. There we go. Just like that. And then we're just going to dump the yogurt out in there. That's pretty good. Get all the excess. It set pretty good. I had it in the fridge for a little bit. I've been up for a while. Didn't realize that I was out of canning jars, and I like storing all my stuff in glass jars, so I had to get an Instacart and have them deliver some. I needed some other things anyway, so it was convenient enough. Alright, so now that that's in there, we're going to go ahead and pop up this bag. Careful not to spill it. Now the goal here is to strain it enough that the whey is translucent and not milky. So far, my whey has always been a bit milky. You can see it straining there like that. You don't want to push on it, because the more you push on it, the whiter the liquid is here. So we just want to go ahead and let that gravity feed. Just like that. And then it'll fall into the bowl here. And we want to let that sit. You can set it in your fridge if you've got enough space. I do not, because I have a tiny little trailer. But go ahead and let that sit. And then once you got a good amount of whey at the bottom and your yogurt seems a bit firmer, then you can go ahead and start jarring that up. I'm going to go ahead and pause this and then come back to you when it's done. I went ahead and transferred my yogurt into a bowl already, so that way I didn't have to get all messy on camera and wash my hands. But we're going to go ahead and start jarring this stuff up. We're going to start with the whey here. Got this nifty little guy. And this is what had come out. Like I said, mine's quite a bit whiter. It'll separate a little bit. The heavier solids will sink down to the bottom, and then this will be pretty yellow and translucent up top. And that's okay. I don't mind a little extra yogurty whey. Probably because I add so many extra milk solids. My heavy cream, the evaporated milk. So there's that. Go ahead and put the lid on there. Now this will keep for, I forget what the actual time frame is. I'll look it up and stick it up on here, but I wouldn't keep it in the fridge longer than 2 weeks. It's supposed to keep for a long time, but if your fridge is anything like my fridge and it's open and closed all the time, I wouldn't trust that it would be too stable. And you'll go through it a lot quicker than you think you would. Alright, so this yogurt here is a little liquidy, and that is because it is at room temperature. It'll harden up or firm up in the fridge. Mine had already been refrigerated because we had waited, because I was waiting for jars, and then it warmed back up, so it's a little different textured. So I'm gonna stick that in there, and then I'm gonna cut that off right there because I'm gonna use this bit here to make some ranch dressing. Keep that on the side. Should have grabbed a silicone spatula. All right. Let's put the lid on that. And this one. All right, so you just go ahead and stick that in the fridge, and it's good to go. Make sure it's nice and cold before you get into it, so that way it's firmed up. Try to keep it in the coldest part of your refrigerator just so that it keeps longer. You can go ahead and add it to recipes. You can put a little aside like I did here, not just for another recipe, but so that way you can use it instead of using the active culture when you make a new batch. I got a phone call. All right, sorry y'all. I'll have to call it back in a little bit. All right, so yeah, you can use this instead of using your active culture. And I think it's like a quarter of a cup is all you need. And then throw it in with your milk and mix it up. And then set the machine on yogurt. All right, so I guess that's it for today. If you enjoyed today's video, go ahead and give us a thumbs up. Subscribe, hit the bell, so that way you get notifications for our next videos. And I can't wait to see you next time. Bye.